So it has dawned on me recently that Teen Wolf is actually ending, like this year. And I'm a little shook because I feel like it's been on forever. And I don't even have like a right to feel that way because I didn't even start watching the show until like 2 years ago. And some of you guys have been watching since like 3000 BC. Like with season 6A coming to a close a few months ago, and if you haven't heard, the cast just wrapped up 6B. I'm just feeling really nostalgic about everything that has happened in Teen Wolf, all the characters and all the moments and the drama and the bullshit. So I decided that I'm just going to kind of take a look back at each season and its ups and its downs and its high points and low points, you know. I thought that'd be kind of a nice way to prep for the final season. Without further ado, let's start with season 1. So, like every good show, it starts with a plot. Now, right away, Teen Wolf developed a really solid plot with the first season. Like, the first few episodes got right onto what the whole show is going to be about. You know, this teenage boy who's cute but kind of lame gets bit by a werewolf. He's got a best friend who's also cute and lame. And it's just about Scott trying to deal with his new powers while trying to figure out who bit him, and all while falling in love with the new girl, Allison, who is my peach. I love her. The first real conflict of the show, of the season 1, is Scott trying to figure out who bit him. First he thinks it's Derek Hale, which why wouldn't he, because he's creepy and weird and he's just a fucking stalker and all that stuff. But turns out it's not Derek. So then we're just left with the big question, like, who the fuck bit Scott, you know? And when are we gonna meet him? And then in comes Peter, and then Allison's crazy, fucked up family comes in. And let's just talk about Kate. That brings me to Kate. She is the most psychotic piece of shit I've ever seen in a TV show. She is insane. She manipulated Derek into thinking she cared about him just so she could get close to his family and then burn them all in a house fire. Yeah, that's pretty savage. Then she tries to get her brother Chris to side with her and see things her way. Then she tries to twist poor innocent Allison's mind into thinking that all werewolves are bad and that Scott's the bad guy. And so she chains Derek up and like molests him more or less when she licks up his abs and brings back horrible memories of, hey, remember that time I murdered your family? It's a wonder why their relationship didn't work out. Kate is crazy, and I really liked her. Like, I hated her character, but I liked her as a villain because after her, most of the villains in the following seasons are always supernatural creatures of some kind. You know, they're either other werewolves or there's some other kind of creature, but Kate was just a human. A really fucking awful human being. And I just thought it kind of got in touch with how awful humanity is and how there are people out there who are prejudiced. Maybe not necessarily against werewolves, but like Muslims, gay people, black people, like there are people like that who think that one certain group are all bad. This is my dog Scooby. Say hi. But yeah, so she kind of reminded me of how twisted humanity can be because she didn't have weird powers. She was just a human who was really screwed up in the head. So good job, Jeff Davis. Pretty good first villain, if you ask me. Speaking of other characters, we've got Scott and Styles, two best friends. Everybody loves them. I've met some people who don't like Scott, but I've never met a single person who hates Styles. Styles is just that person that everybody loves. He's funny, he's sarcastic, he's relatable, he's got ADHD, and he's just this big lovable goof that everybody just falls for, no matter what. Then there's Derek, who I admit, despite his hotness, I didn't like him at first. Thought he was kind of a dick. But soon I found out he's just the softy on the inside. That doesn't happen for a few more seasons, but I could tell. I was like, this isn't the real Derek. I bet he's hiding somewhere deep inside. Then you've got Jackson, the typical rich, pretty boy douchebag in school. Lydia, Queen Bee, you know, she's hot. Everyone loves her, especially Styles. Then Allison, of course, who I had mixed feelings about for most of the show, but now I love her hardcore, and that's mostly due to her character development. Speaking of character development, that brings us to Scott's character development throughout season 1. So, I didn't really like Scott too much the first half of the first season. He was kind of just like this kid who was he wasn't a dick, but he kind of had this attitude about him that I didn't really care for. You know, he didn't really treat Styles that well the first season, at least in a couple of scenes, and it just took a while for him to grow on me, but he really did develop a lot during the first season, what with all the stuff happening to him, you know, breaking up with Allison, and, you know, his mom dating Peter, which would fuck any kid up for a little bit mentally. Like, he went from being this weird, awkward kid who kind of only thought about himself a little bit to the end of the season. He was stronger physically, mentally, you know, he put others before himself, and he realized this is bigger than him. You know, it's more than just Allison and, you know, getting good at lacrosse, which, by the way, another good point about Teen Wolf, love that the main sport of the school is lacrosse. Most shows it is football, basketball, soccer even, but you never see, like, the popular sport being lacrosse. So I just thought that's really cool. Love it.
Stolinsky, what the hell is wrong with your friend?
He's failing 2 classes, he's a little socially awkward, and if you look close enough, his jawline's kind of uneven.
So I talked a little bit about the plot, the characters, character development. Now I'm going to get into more of the kind of my opinion-based stuff, like what I liked about the show and what I didn't. Or first season, sorry. What I liked about the first season, what I didn't. I really liked the simplicity of season 1, and it's kind of funny because season 1 wasn't actually that simple. Like, there was a lot of shit going down, but compared to the next seasons, it was simple. Like, you had a nice perfect mixture of, like, romance with the teenage drama and all that good high school bullshit with werewolf bullshit. So it was a really nice mixture. So it kind of it tended to the like High School Musical side of me, and then like the Harry Potter side of me, where like all those cool special effects come in, even though the special effects were really fucking horrible in the first season. But it was their first season. They weren't sure if the show was gonna kick off with a bang or not, so I forgive them. I forgive you, Jeff Davis, just for this one thing. There's a lot of things I'm gonna be bitching about later on that I do not forgive you for. So I guess that kind of wraps up season 1, you know. It was a shorter season. It didn't have too much going on other than the basics, like Scott becoming a werewolf type stuff. So yeah, this was kind of a test run. You know, I wasn't really sure how to do this video or if I should even do it because I'm kind of shy and I don't really make videos like with myself in it. Like, I love making movies with my friends, but just me, never really done before. So I just thought, since I'm really in love with Teen Wolf and I'm going through another phase where all I want to do and talk about is Teen Wolf, I thought, who better to complain to than the internet, because I don't have friends in real life. So, you know, I thought, hey, I'll make a YouTube video. And I got encouragement from my friends and my girlfriend, Queen Halo. You probably watch her because I'm pretty sure the only reason I have subscribers right now is because of her. Hi, honey. So let me know if you liked this video or if you think I should do something a little differently. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to rewatch each season and then make a video like after I rewatch each season about that particular season. I just said the word season like 8 times in one sentence. It sounds weird to me now. Season. Ugh. Anyway. I was also thinking maybe if you guys liked it enough, you could suggest an episode and I could watch it and while recording my reaction. That might be kind of funny if, you know, that's something you want to do, or, you know, just give me your feedback because I don't really know what I'm doing, and I would appreciate it a lot if you said what you liked and didn't like, or what you wanted to see and what you didn't want to see. You know, you can tell me what you want me to talk about. It can be shipping, like ask me about your favorite ships or my favorite ships. It can be character stuff, you know, favorite moments in the show, like some things that caused uproars in the fandom, like anything fun like that. Like I'm totally down for. Like this is just kind of like a really shitty like intro to my segment, I guess we'll call that, or my series, you know, but I just love Teen Wolf and want to share my opinions with you. So if you want to see more, just let me know. Tell me what you want in the comments. And I guess that's it for this train wreck. And I'm sorry I wasted your time with my awkward self. Hopefully you guys will stick around and stay tuned for the next video. I hate myself. Okay, bye.